Thank you so much, guys, for coming out. We hope you had fun. We have one more piece for you.
Wait, Eric, I have a question.
Yeah?
I really liked what I heard tonight. Where can I go to hear more?
Oh, you're in luck, Dennett, because Chicago is a hot spot for slam poetry and spoken word. The man who started the slam poetry movement in the 80s does a slam poetry night every Sunday still. His name is Mark Smith. It's in Uptown off the Lawrence stop. So you should talk to us about that. And also,
yeah, there's also Heartland Cafe has an open mic on Wednesday, Traces on Tuesdays. Lots of stuff. Come talk to us about it. The one other note that we have for you guys is that you noticed on the posters it said pay what you can. If you enjoyed the art that you saw tonight, support it. Help us cover our costs and pay the band, and it'll be awesome. So we have one more piece for you. It's a duet so we can show you the full spectrum of what spoken word can do.
and it's called The Scream. It's 4:45.
This museum is empty marble.
The guards are getting restless.
I want to sit, but there's no bench.
This lighting makes my head hurt.
These ceilings make me tiny.
This air is stale.
These plaques aren't helpful.
They don't answer my questions.
I'm afraid to cough.
Or even shuffle my feet.
I hate this painting.
Love this painting.
Can't escape this painting. Munch is melting silently.
The Scream! The Scream. I wonder if Macaulay Culkin stood right here.
Macaulay Culkin didn't go to the museum.
4 years of a fancy education and
I am trying to squeeze out the last drop of culture.
For now.
Maybe ever.
Standing in the sterile fish tank of art.
I cannot help but think that
being here means I have no job.
Yet.
I'm looking.
See, museums close at 5 p.m.
Which means they're for the idle rich.
Whiling away time in the middle of the workday, but
we are not
the idle rich.
I want to do things.
Make things.
Save and destroy things.
So today I stand on this precipice with Munch.
And watching the sky turn blood red.
Watching the lake turn to an oil spill.
Watching a man howl in pain.
And no one else can hear it. The first sign of insanity, hearing voices.
Words for a poem come to me while I'm on the L. I don't have a pen, so I sit on the bench repeating the phrase, memorizing the phrase. My lips move in a whisper, and the people who are boarding at Jarvis, at Morse, at Loyola, see the man who is hearing voices. Across from me, a babbling man with a bottle in hand. We both shake our heads and hear the words, but I don't know if he's trying to remember or forget. Either way, no one else can hear it. The second sign of insanity, talking to oneself.
I have sent out 36 cover letters to date. See, this is how it goes every morning. Wake up, brew coffee, refresh browser, refresh coffee, get to writing. I send them out and they never come back. Not a single word from a single human. I am greeting, chatting, schmoozing, shouting, and the sound of my voice has not even hit a wall to bounce itself back to me. It just floats out into the void and no one else can hear it. The third sign of insanity, compulsive behavior.
I can't stop writing. Even in my sleep, I think words to jot down when I wake and sit and write my thoughts, the day's activities, things people said, and one day I'm in a restaurant and see a woman scribbling on a tablecloth filled with her words. She writes about being a part of the Kennedy family and gender theory. I ask her, what is she doing? And she rips the tablecloth off and says, here, have it. She's a graphomaniac and can't stop writing. And I think, what is the difference? We both are haunted by words to ink down on paper and no one else can hear it. The fourth sign of insanity, doing the same thing again and again and expecting different results.
My mother used to tell me that this was the first sign of insanity, but I maintain that so many repetitions takes time. You're bound to notice something else in the interim, but now I pull this trick with these cover letters, which I send and send and send, thinking that, oh, the next one will catch somewhere, the next one will pique someone's interest, but every day it is just more sending. Now they're telling me that this is not insane, that this is just how it's done. To just keep sending and sending and sending and something good will come of this. But for now I am just shouting and no one else can hear it. We've lost our working definition of insane.
Used to be, there were the obvious ones. Mumblers, drunks, those with panic attacks and bizarre theories and sandwich board slogans.
There were murky ones too, young visionaries and old eccentrics.
You still knew who was who, mostly.
If you got up in the morning and went to bed at night, you were probably fine.
But now we need lists.
Diagnostics.
Pain scales.
DSM.
MRIs.
WebMDs.
Diagnostics. Spectrums.
Now we must ask ourselves every time we turn on the television.
Are you sad?
Do you get anxious?
Do you sometimes find it difficult to leave the house when it's rainy or cold?
Are you ever haunted by words that won't let you be until you put them down on paper?
Do you ever hear something and become desolate because no one will ever experience it the same way you just did?
Have you ever become wildly, inconsolably upset by your friend's inability to understand the structural perfection of a key change in a Macy Gray song?
Are you liable to snap at the next casual discussion over the meaning of truth in creative nonfiction? Do you ever get the urge to scream?
If you screamed, would your friends hear you?
I was walking along a path with two friends, and suddenly the sky turned blood red. There was blood and tongues of fire across the blue-black fjord and the city. I stood there trembling with anxiety as my friends walked on and sensed an infinite scream passing through nature. An infinite scream passing through nature.
Blood and tongues of fire, and no one else could hear it. I stand in this museum and watch people walk by as if a man is not in flames.
How dare they ask me to keep silent in the presence of this painting? He screams and no one else can hear it.
He screams in a painting, trapped silent in the act of cacophonous sound. If he really screamed, he couldn't help but hear it. Ears don't work that way. Ears hear everything, all the time, can't shut it out, can't close like eyes, or stop up like nostrils, or breathe past like ignorant hands.
He screams and begs me to translate the sound from his mute mouth through my own chest and heart and lungs, to scream out his own agony that is my own, as I stagger on the precipice and the world melts to slime around me. I want to scream!
But I am not allowed. No one would hear it.
I don't remember how. A long time ago, I brought my screaming to the page and wrote it there, trapped it between colons,
drugged it with meter,
tamed it with third person.
Found a metaphor to make it manageable.
By the time I hit print, the scream was nowhere to be found.
I had made art. I had communicated nothing.
Now I need it back.
I need it back in my body.
I need it back in my body.
I need it back in my body.
So I can make noise and someone else can hear it.
So I can stop the world from melting so I can prove I'm not insane. If I don't scream, of course no one will hear it.
If I do, they'll think I'm insane. But they'll hear it. Munch had his meltdowns, more than a few.
But from the depths of them, he painted.
He painted because no one could hear him then.
No one could hear him then, but we can hear him now.
We can hear him now and know he was not speaking to a void.
The void ends when someone hears it.
Maybe insane is the wrong question to ask.
Who knows? The rules keep changing.
The best I can do for now is retrain my voice.
So I can scream.
So I can scream.
So I can scream!
So I can scream!
So I can scream!
So I can scream!
And someone else will hear it!